Hey everyone, welcome into the reading. So, this is going to be another all signs weekly tarot reading. We're going to focus in on the week of July 6th through July 12th, 2026. And then, of course, for some of you, as you are listening, these readings can be more generalized or big picture instead of the 7-day time frame. So, you take it as you relate to them while you are listening. And then I'm showing the decks that we'll be using in this week's segments. So we do have the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck for your overall weekly energy. Then for your personal energy, we're using the Serpent Fire Tarot. And then going into details, I'm going to interchange between the Muse Tarot and the Light Seers Tarot. I'm going to end it with one card from the Precious Gems Oracle just to give you a takeaway message for the week. And then that is it. So as always, my intention for these readings is to provide you with some sort of insight, perspective, to give you some clarity or guidance to your current situation. You take them as you will. I hope they help someone here. I do have faith and trust that what I say and the message that comes through is meant to be for someone. So yeah, that's it for now. We'll see you in the readings. Bye. Hey Aries, welcome into your reading. Let's get started with the one card for the general message for the week. What's up with the Aries this week, please? One card for the overall general message. Ooh, nice. The Lover. Beautiful. All right, so overall, I think that your relationships with your loved ones are a focus this week. I think you feel really accepted and validated and seen. I feel like some of you are feeling very romantic and amorous, and want to show that to your lover or to your partner. If you don't have a partner, then maybe that is on the mind this week and you are setting intentions or tapping into the lover romantic partnership frequency for yourself. If you're a practitioner or you do, intention work, spell work, maybe you're working with this energy and setting intentions for it. But otherwise, I do think that you're feeling really generous and giving. You want affection. There may be a lot of affection coming through this week for you. And you just feel overall happy, right? Like with your relationship status or, and again, if you're not in a relationship, maybe you just feel overall happy with, the idea of that and like you being ready, okay? You being ready to love somebody. So let's see what else comes through in your personal energy. I feel like some of you, there's communication definitely coming through. I don't know if you are able to really articulate your feelings this week as best as you would like to. I feel like there is a blockage when it comes to communication. I want to say if you're taking this reading literal and you are intending for it to be for this week of July 6th, I want to say Mercury is going retrograde in Cancer at some point soon around this time. So that could be another reason why maybe you're not able to communicate love, communicate feelings, communicate emotions very well, even though you feel it with your whole heart, right? There could be some sort of blockage. So you want to work on that. Okay, Page of Wands in your personal energy here. Lovely. The world is yours, right? Like you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to here. Like even if you are a tiny speck of dust in the cosmos, you are still super confident in your ability to manifest and bring forth your desires. There's a lot of creativity that comes through with the Page of Wands, ideas, the future, all right? Ideas about the future. Maybe you and your lover, you and your partner are talking about the future and making plans for that. I do feel a lot of like spark, as in like chemistry. Maybe you and another person are just vibing. And there is an explosion of feeling. There's an explosion of emotion here. That could be something that's on your mind heavily. Like, no matter what the obstacles are, you have confidence that it will happen. No matter what. You have confidence that you can make the thing happen. Even if you have to climb mountains, even if you have to crawl your way there, you know, even like however it looks to get there, you're going to get there. All right. Let's go into the details. What's up with the Aries? 8 of Pentacles. It's a little bit of work that has to be done. 8 of Wands. Something's going by super quickly. 2 8s are telling me you're in the right place at the right time. You're on the right track. There is a destined element to this whole situation. Maybe whatever whatever it is that you're working on has already been destined. And I think that you feel that strongly. Like, you know that this is for you. Okay. So that's why all of your effort, like, people try to let's just say this. Okay. Like, people try to manifest. And, you know, they're looking up videos on YouTube and they're, you know, talking to AI about it, like how to manifest, or they're whatever. And they're doing all the right things on paper. Okay. But if the confidence and like the trust is not completely 100% there, the manifestation is not going to happen. You have to believe it as though it exists. You have to believe it as though there's no doubt, right? Like, that's the missing link most of the times when it comes to manifestation. And I think that you have that down, okay? It's at least for this situation specifically. Like, there's no doubt for you that whatever you're working on will be for you. And a lot of that has to come from, or also stems from, your confidence in self, right? Like, you know what you're capable of, you know your potential, and you know that you can do the thing. It's doable, it's realistic, it's something that can happen for you. You also have the Knight of Cups, Page of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, there's that lover romantic energy right here with the Knight of Cups. Another Page of Wands. For some of you, this is new. This is a new relationship that is just at the beginning stages, and you are having a really good time with it, with this person. And it seems as though you want to keep it like that here with the 4 of Pentacles. Keep it the way it is. For those of you who are in a relationship already, maybe there is, how can I say this? Like, you know the stages of relationship, right? Like, you know that the butterflies and the honeymoon phase can fade away. And you're doing what you have to do to keep it going, to hold on to those feelings. Okay. And so maybe that's something that you're working on, but more so what I'm getting is somebody here has really been working on themselves in order to show up in a more loving, present way for their partner in their relationship. And they want more, right? Like, they want this to be long lasting, to have a future, and to go far. Okay. It's not just a fling. It's not just, you know, a little bit. Like, there could be like thoughts of commitment and thoughts of maybe even marriage or something like that someday. And people are talking about that. and planning for it, right? Like getting ready for it. But like I said, something is going super quickly. For some of you, putting this love situation aside, work is going super fast. All right. So you may feel like there's a lot coming through your pipeline for work right now. Maybe there's a lot of responsibility or tasks that are being added. But I do feel it's something that you've been working on. Like you sort of wanted this. Okay. Maybe it has to do with whatever intention work you are doing. But yeah, there's a lot of fast movement, a lot of passion, a lot of fire, taking action, initiating things. But at the same time, really holding on to what you value, what you love the most, and doing all of this for that. Okay. All of this is happening for the sake of love at the end of the day. All right. Okay, let's get a takeaway card from the Precious Gems Oracle. So I don't use this card often, so I don't know the meanings. So I'm just going to read the affirmation. I just wanted to use them because I never do. One card for the Aries. Oop, two cards. Okay. So you have Rose Zircon, which speaks of integrity. And then you have Vermarine, which speaks of a bridge. 2838. Again, 2 8s. The bridge is making me feel that something is happening within this situation where you are able to get from one place to the next, obviously. And it's like what is it? Like a mutual thing? Okay, like you can meet in the middle. You can get from here to there with no problem now. Maybe before you couldn't. Maybe before there was a blockage. Maybe before you didn't have a way. But now you have a way. So let's see. Let's start off with the bridge just because I was just talking about it. Number 38. Okay, Vermarine. The affirmation for this card says, "My physical and spiritual bodies are synchronized. My life is balanced between the spiritual and the physical. I have a strong link with my spiritual guides. I'm in touch with my higher self." This does feel very much like what I was saying about having the confidence and the trust that this thing is going to happen, right? When it comes to intention work and manifesting. 28. Rose Zircon, integrity. The affirmation says, "My emotions are balanced. I respect myself. I have integrity. I enjoy peaceful, uninterrupted sleep." Maybe there's something about you needing better sleep, but you're doing this from a good place, right? Like you're coming from a good place here with the integrity. There's honesty, there's intention. You're being truthful with where you're going, what you're saying, things like that. There's no confusion here as far as like you getting what you want or you going toward what you want. Okay, Aries, that was your reading for this week. I hope everything turns out great. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Taurus, welcome into your reading. So let's get started with your weekly energy. One card for the Taurus, please. What's up with the Taurus? Taurus energy. One card for this week's overall energy for the Taurus. You have the Star Born. Okay. So aside from this, I just want to say that just going into your reading, it felt super rushed or quick. All right. And I don't know if that is energy that you're working through this week, but just something to know or be prepared for. But the Starborn is coming through. I don't know. It feels as though you are like getting your wings, or like you're, how can I say this? Like I'm getting something about wings, like them opening up for the first time. You being able to fly for the first time, regardless of your age and where you're at in life. It feels like liberation. Okay, it feels powerful, right? Like imagine yourself, or like being a certain type of being that is able to fly, and you having the ability to lift yourself up from the ground, right? Like I would imagine that there's a force under that. And I'm picking up on this energetic, like almost physical feeling even of being just sort of thrusted up from the ground up into the sky. Okay, so I don't know what you're starting. Maybe you're starting something new. This is all new to you. This feeling of going quickly or flying off, going away. Maybe some of you are traveling or getting on a flight this week. And maybe it's not something that you're really used to. You're coming out of your comfort zone a little bit. I do feel that for somebody here, you're like people are awaiting your presence, right? Like maybe you're going on a journey, and on the other side of this journey, like people are expecting you, okay? So it could feel like a flush or a rush of energy. Okay, I'm also getting hot flashes, almost like when you are just stressed, no, not stress, more so anxiety, right? Like if you have anxiety, like public speaking, or you're about to see somebody you've never met before, or you're about to see somebody you haven't seen in so long, like things like that, like make your body, not just you, but I would imagine anybody, the body flushed, right? With like the blood flow just rushes up. And maybe that's the other thing I was feeling with like leveling up from the ground up. Okay, like blood flow, if that makes sense. So yeah, and it feels very quickly. Like you want to talk fast, you want to move fast, and it's all coming from a place of anxiety, pressure, um, fear, a little bit of fear even. Knowing that you are seen, knowing that people are ready to receive you and you're being recognized and noticed. And, um, there's a lot of eyes on you. People are talking about you right now. There's a lot of pressure that goes in with, like knowing that you are expected to arrive, like knowing that people are preparing for you to get there. Am I shuffling upside down? Yep. Sorry about that. Okay, so you have the Ten of Pentacles, and it came out reversed, even though the whole deck was upside down. Ten of Pentacles. I mean, in your personal energy, you're good. Okay, so just remember that as you are going through this starborn stuff, is that um you have everything you need. You know who you are, right? You know what you've worked for. You've worked for this thing, and you had a goal in mind, right? Like you had a vision as you were working on this. Who knows how long it took you, right? A Ten of Pentacles can probably take somebody a lifetime to get to this level of just overall wealth, overall steady foundation, and security, stability, right? There's something about family, tradition, legacy coming up here as well. I feel that for some of you, you're going back to your roots, or you're going back to where you grew up, or maybe you're going to where your parents or your grandparents grew up, like the motherland of sorts. You're going back to where something all started. Okay. And this is where you will be received. Okay, the group, the village, the people, however that is, whether that's literally or metaphorically, You know that you will be accepted. You know that you will be received well because you come from there, because you belong there because you come from there. So I don't know, this is like also a thing of not necessarily just your family, but it could be like your soul lineage as well. Okay, not just your bloodline, but it could be your soul lineage. So I don't know what you are working on these days or what's going on with you these days, but yeah, that's what I'm getting. Your personal energy, you're solid. Okay, so whatever anxiety, rush of feelings that you have, going into this place of the starborn, wherever you're going, just know that you're good. So at least I can give you some confidence, right? All right, what's in the details for the Taurus, please? Six of Wands, achievement. Yeah, it does feel like recognition, right? Like obviously the starborn is here. Even the depiction of the Ten of Pentacles with the star right on top. Six of Wands has to do with public recognition and overcoming as well. You have the World, the Fool. Yeah, this is so new for you. And the Fool is also a thing of the wings, right? Like spreading your wings, flying away, lifting off, taking a risk, jumping off the cliff, right? Like YOLO in a sense, and so you are ready to go. You don't know really like all of the outcome or like what's to come afterwards. You're excited to be where you're going though. Okay, this is like a childish, innocent energy of like just say yes, right? Even if you don't have all the details, just say yes. And wherever you're going, you're being received well. The World here is saying that there is a cycle that is ending. Wow. The Eight of Wands, like this is going so quickly. And that's is like sorry, see, like I can't even speak because my energy is just so up, like going, going, going. I wasn't like that before I started your reading. The World is saying that there is a cycle ending. You've reached a sort of completion here. There's a milestone that was met, or something is at its peak moment. You are at your peak moment. Ace of Pentacles, King of Swords, Eight of Wands. Yep. I feel you have trust. Like your amount of trust is high, like you have the details, you have the information you need for yourself, like know who you are, right? Like you know who you are so well that even if you don't know the future of what's to come by you making this decision, you know yourself that you're capable of navigating whatever happens afterwards. But you have faith that this is a blessing, that something positive is going to come from this move. Something positive is going to come from you taking this risk and this leap of faith here. The Ace of Pentacles is saying you are doing it for a reason. There is something tangible that you would like to receive or achieve once you make this move. Now is the time, and you know that for sure. There's definitely an energy of overcoming self, right? Like maybe you were holding yourself back for so long. You have overcome that. You're breaking through your own self-inflicted obstacles, your self-inflicted walls, or even all of the excuses that you used to have, the barriers that you would create to prevent you from flying free and from moving away or moving on. And I think that you can clearly see that you were your own obstacle and you're ready to break these walls so you can move forward. It's a start. right? Like wherever you're going, it's a start. You know that this seed that you are planting is going to grow, and you know you have confidence in yourself that you can grow it, like nourish it, and do what it takes to take advantage of this opportunity, take advantage of this situation. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's beautiful. Okay. All right, next card is going to be one takeaway message from the Precious Gems Oracle. So this is a deck that I got many, many years ago. I don't really use it, so I don't know all of the meanings. So I'm just going to pull a card and then read you the affirmation of it, okay? All right, so you have card 17, Labradorite. So this is serendipity. If you are into knowing about crystals and using their properties for your benefit, look into this stone. Okay, page 48. Sorry about it. I just wanted to use them because I never do and they're so pretty. Okay, so the affirmation for Labradorite. I have the gift of serendipity. I am in the right place at the right time with the right people. I am fortunate. My psychic gifts continue to develop. Yeah, talking about the village, talking about the people accepting you, right? The moment is here, taking a leap of faith. You're in the right place at the right time with serendipity. You acknowledge that, you notice the opportunity. And I think that hopefully, especially if you're here listening and you're taking this seriously, that you say yes to that opportunity. Okay. All right, Taurus, that was your reading for this week. I hope everything turns out fabulous. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Gemini, welcome into your reading. All right, so let's get one card for the weekly message. Let's see overall energy for this week for the Gemini. Okay, I'm just going to take the first one because I didn't see the second one. So, box. All right. Well, there is energy around staying in the box, obviously. Confinement. All right. Maybe you're not allowed to go outside the parameters of something. Maybe whatever situation you find yourself in is preventing you from spreading your wings and flying away. I don't know. This is like energy of if you stay within the confinement of these parameters, you will be okay. Right? Like, but if, and like, you know that, right? Like, you know that you'll be fine. Like, if you follow the rules, if you stay within these walls, if you do what you need to do, what you're told or something like that, like, if whatever, you'll be okay. You'll be safe. Okay. But do you like, does that matter? Do you want to be safe, or because who knows what could happen if you go outside of the box, right? Like, the possibilities are endless here. You could still be safe if you go outside of the box, or you can't, you know? You could have some amazing experience if you go outside of the box, or you won't. This is the risk. This is the choice, right? Like, maybe you're faced here with a choice to do something you're not supposed to do. And for what? Probably in your case, like some sort of curiosity, like what Gemini stays in the box. Like, I don't know a Gemini that stays in the box. So let's see. Yeah, you're definitely faced with a choice. And because of the fact that you have choice only increases the curiosity and the interest. right? Around that. Oh, definitely. Look at that. How is that not related? Like, look at the lights. Okay. You don't have to be a tarot reader, psychic, experienced in the art of tarot reading to know that you gotta go. You gotta get out. You gotta get out of the box. Like, everything in your being is just telling you, like, to do that. You know, if you put it into perspective, like a horse would not be taking a leap like that, like off a waterfall or whatever this is, but it's doing it anyway. Why? Because it has a significant, profound, powerful urge to go. Your entire being is telling you to go, to do the thing. And this week or at this time of life, like, you're definitely hearing the call and you're following it, right? You're jumping out of this confinement here for whatever that was. The full energy in your like for you, right? Because it's personal. So you're not really taking into consideration the result. It's all about taking the leap right now. You don't have all of the information yet. You're just blindly following your passion here with the King of Wands. You're taking a risk. You're taking a leap of faith. You're allowing the universe to steer you in the direction that you're meant to go. Wherever you land, you land. You know that wherever you land, it's for a reason. You're supposed to land there. But you can't stay here. There's a little bit of a childlike ignorance happening as well. So, you know, people might be telling you you're crazy. Like, you haven't even thought this through. Have you thought of that? Have you thought of this? And blah, blah, blah. But in your case right now, I think it's just more, you need to do whatever you can to get out of the box, to get out of the situation that you're in. Like, that is the thought process, you know, how you do it, the outcome, the results, like whatever, doesn't matter right now as much as you needing to get away matters. There's definitely people involved here. I don't know if these people are supporting your move. Honestly, how I'm feeling and seeing this, it's like, I don't think that they know. For the majority of you, people don't know. You're about to make this move. You're about to leave. You've really worked a lot on summoning all of your courage and strength and just so much like packed up energy to be able to make this jump, like internal personal energy to make this move, because it's a really big move. You know, maybe you're going after something that you just you love. You're going after something that you're emotionally connected to for the sake of like fixing a situation. It seems some of you have a chance to do something again and you want to do it right this time. You have an opportunity to come into some sort of contact with another person or a group of people. Maybe back then or the last time it happened, it didn't go so great. But this time you have another chance, and you're definitely taking that chance and you're grabbing onto it with everything that you can. For some of you, this second chance has to do with a work opportunity, but you're revising your strategy a little bit. I think it makes it easier to take the leap because you've already failed at it before, you know, so you sort of know what to expect, right? Like, you know enough about what's to come, what it requires in order for you to like navigate yourself and um position yourself, you know, in a good way to attain the goal this time, to not fail this time. Like, you know enough, okay? But you still don't know it all. But you can manage with the experience that you have so far, it seems like. Um but the Justice card here is making me feel like now is the time, you know that. Like, this whole reading is just about catching catching a wave, catching an opportunity, seeing the chance that you have and grabbing onto it, knowing that this is another chance that you might not get later. Like, if you don't take this now, you might not get another chance, you know? Um and it's something that you wish for, you desire, um you've waited for a moment like this to fall in your lap, and you're wanting to do everything that you can to like grab onto it, as I've said. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of action, initiation, um physical movement this week, right? Like physically going from one place to the next, moving things, whatever. Um Trying to strategize and plan it out as best as you can while you're going through a lot of uncertainty. But I don't know. I think that you'll do it this time. The Nine of Cups is here, like just showing like you're gonna get it, right? Like, this is a wish fulfillment here. And the Justice is like, you know, the results that you get are the results that you put in. So as long as you are doing all that you can, the best that you can, yeah, as long as you're doing the best that you can, you'll get it. You'll be all right. Okay. All right. What is a good takeaway message for the Gemini? Nope. Picture jasper, artistry. Pretty. All right. So let's see what the affirmation for this card says. All right. So the affirmation reads, I am connected with the energy of the earth. My third eye is open and receptive. My creative channel is clear and flowing. My creative gifts are materializing. Nice. Yeah, this just it's so much vitality, a force, you know, like sometimes when we're called to do something, especially if there's something creative involved, like the ability to express yourself in a creative manner, like that just gets the blood going, right? Like it starts making, like, you want to make moves, you know, just innately, naturally. And I think that you're aware that this energy is pumping within your blood right now. It's flowing like within your essence, your frequency. And it's like, okay, like this is where I'm at physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, you know, I'm aligned here, and this is the right time. Like, I feel good to do this right now and to take this leap of faith. Okay. All right, Gemini, that was your reading. I hope you got something out of it and it helped in some way. Hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Okay, Cancer, let's get into it. All right, so let's start off with one card for the overall energy of the week for you. Cancer, what's up with the Cancer? The Destroyer. Okay. Sometimes things are meant to be broken down, as we know, right? Things that are just out of date, things that no longer serve, foundations that you've built for so long that have to come down because they're old, you know, like literally or metaphorically. And maybe you're the one that's noticing what needs to go and what needs to stay. Maybe this has to do with parts of self, right? Behaviors, patterns, mechanisms, like, belief systems or something like that, where it's just not working anymore, right? Like you need to stop doing that thing every day, like smoking, right? Or I don't know, you need to start doing something even, right? Like exercise or something like that. But it's just not helping. It's not adding to the quality, the overall quality of your life. Therefore it has to go. This could also be literal, like more mundane, like maybe you're cleaning out your house, your drawers, your shelves, you know, giving things away, things like that. But it's definitely adding to the overall frequency of breaking things down, unassembling things, doing away with stuff. For some of you, you are doing this, like because you're being called to do it, you're feeling like something has to give, right? Like maybe you feel stuck, maybe you feel like you haven't made any improvement, the momentum isn't going anywhere. So therefore you have to like end a certain thing so that way you can begin again. But the beginning again like will be a little bit difficult just because you have to start from scratch, but I think that you understand that. And there's a fierce energy behind needing to destroy something right now. And the destroyer word is coming up pretty harsh, like it could say like break down instead of destroy, right? Because destroy means that there's no going back. And that is harsh at the end of the day, but maybe you have to be. Maybe you have to be harsh at the end of the day for whatever reason. So we'll see why that's coming up. Cancer, what's in the personal energy for the Cancer, please? This card wanted to come out. Beautiful. 10 of Pentacles. Personally, mind, heart, body, soul, as a human, as a soul person, you're good. Okay, you're doing well. You feel strong, you feel confident, you feel capable, you have potential. You can deliver, you can follow through, you can, do the things that you say you're going to do. Your home, your family, your loved ones, whether it's your partner, your children, your siblings, your parents, your best friends, whatever, like they're all in your hands and you take care of them and you feel confident that you can do that. Financially, you feel good. Financially, you feel like you're in a good place. So when one is in a place like this of strength, of being secure and safe, right? Maybe that's why you feel okay right now to get rid of something. Because you know that if you get rid of something, you're in good hands. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, let's go into more detail. So you've made a choice here with the Two of Wands. You're waiting on something, though. Yeah, like you chose. Whatever this is, you chose it. Six of Cups. I'm getting the preserving innocence. Preserving something with like a youth, a child, Maybe it's preserving memories, or like a literal sense could be like going through your photo albums and, preserving your pictures and your mementos, things like that. A more metaphorical could be like you're choosing to preserve your own inner child's health, psychological health, trying to prevent any trauma to self or even a child of your own. Okay. The Six of Cups is very much a more innocent, like a vulnerable energy. So something that you want to take care of, you want to protect. It's sacred to you, it's fragile to you, and you want to protect it, especially psychologically and emotionally, spiritually. With the High Priestess here, the High Priestess can sense that you need to take care of something that's fragile. That your higher self within you is doing everything that it needs to do to preserve an innocent situation or an innocent being here. I think you've chosen this a long time ago. Okay, like it is part of who you are. It feels very much like in the past of, this is how you chose to live. This is how you chose to raise your kids. This is how you chose to, like, the belief system, the foundations that you're, wanting to provide your family and your children, especially. I'm getting nothing can be destroyed. So coming aside from needing to do away with something, there's like another type of message here of nothing can be destroyed. What is that? Like memories, the past, right? Because the past already happened. So you can't really destroy it because it's already happened. And something is so strong, especially in belief system, like what you stand for, what you believe in, um, is unwavering. Okay. And there's so much strength to that. What else? Memories are coming through big time. There's the Tower going hand in hand with the Destroyer card. Everything that you have worked for is on the line right now. All the energy that you've put into something. Some of you, this has to do more materially. Maybe it's your job. Okay, there's a sense of like needing to weigh your options, and on one hand, this is good because of this. On the other hand, it's good because of that, or however that looks. But having to let go of something in order to maintain this 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles situation. For some of you, you made a choice a long time ago about who you are, who you want to be in this world, the type of life that you are wanting to live, wanting to cultivate and create. Like that you've known, like you've worked forever to make this type of life, to live this type of life for yourself. And like you're going to do whatever it takes, even if it has to do with letting go or sacrificing time, sacrificing money, yourself, like whatever it is to Make sure that what is no longer serving you or what is not adding to a better quality of living just has to go, right? If it's not going to make you any stronger, if it's taking away, if it's impacting some sort of what is this? Like a like I'm getting a lot of children issues here, children situation, right? Like if it's not taking care of the family, if it's not taking care of the youth, of the innocent or whatever, then it must go. Okay. I mean, this is probably like a bigger reading than a normal weekly read, right? Like, because this is a big thing that's happening here where you have to like make decisions and choices to do away with something, to break something down. Even if that is your own belief system itself, I don't know. So I would just say like take your time with it and try your best to just follow your higher self, follow your heart, follow your instincts, follow your gut, follow your intuition here, right? Like making sure that you're constantly connected with it so it doesn't steer you in the wrong direction or you feel like you're not going in the wrong direction. As these moments and things are dying off and going away and breaking, you want to make sure that you stay strong internally to handle all of that, whatever that is. Okay. All right. Okay. What is a good takeaway message for the Cancer at this time, please? One card, one good takeaway message. Green Jade, meaningful dreams. Number 15. All right, the affirmation to this card says, my body, mind, and spirit are balanced. I understand the symbols in my dreams and their messages. My guides speak to me as I sleep. Good luck is with me. Yeah, just being more in tuned, with your psychic abilities, with your spiritual side, with your ability to be sensitive to the messages that the universe gives you. Just always being tuned in and aware of that. So that way you can make the best of the situations that you're in at this time. All right. Okay, Cancer, I hope that helped in some way and you got something out of it. I hope you have a great week. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Leo, welcome into your reading. Let's get started with one card for the general message of the week. What is up with the Leo, please, this week? Overall message. One card. All right, so you have the empty room. It feels like you have so many possibilities. Like you have something in your hands, an opportunity, or this could be something literal, right? And you can do anything with it. It's like a blank canvas here. What can you do with this space? This could be space in your life, right? Like there's room to fill time of your day doing something. This could be a literal space in your home, in your garden, in your work like place where you can fill it with something or someone. But there are so many possibilities that you can do with, right? Like I don't know if it's so empty that it's hard for you to pinpoint something to do with it, if that makes sense. Like sometimes if you have an empty room and you want to fill it or redecorate it or decorate it or something like that, like it's hard to start because there's so many possibilities. Same thing with your time. More than anything, I think that for the most of you, this is a timing factor. Like you have a lot of time on your hands and you're trying to feel out like what you can do with that. Maybe somebody here wants to go a new direction when it comes to like jobs or hobbies, interest. I don't know. We'll see. All right, what else? Let's go into the personal energy. So empty room for the overall, right? So I'm just getting somebody like just sitting in an empty room, like looking around and thinking, planning out. Maybe this is just in the planning stages that you're in, not necessarily the doing stage yet. For some of you, this definitely has to do with children, getting pregnant, having a child, and the room that would take, not just in the home, right? Like an extra room or something like that, but also in your life. Okay. Do you have the room to have a child in your life, right? Like maybe you're thinking about that right now. The 10 of Cups is also an energy of emotional support, emotional fulfillment, emotional satisfaction, could be emotional healing as well. Your family, your support system, the people who love you, the people that you love, and just feeling an overall sense of love and connection to these people in your life. Maybe the mother is coming through, the ideas around being a mother, having a mother, your own mother, and how the mother archetype in your life, whether you are a mother or just your mother in general, how they've played a role in caretaking and providing you with room in their life, right? Like, did you have an adequate amount of space in your mother's life? And that's like a metaphorical thing, like, thinking that through and how that affects you now, how that affects you as a person. Thinking of how you were mothered, therefore, how do you want to mother, whether you are a male or a female, right? Because this is a feminine caregiver energy, right? So even if you're a father or a male thinking of having children, how can you come through in a more feminine, nurturing way when you are there to support and love your children, So all of these things are up for grabs here as far as like the focus and the thoughts that you're having. Let's go into more detail. Two of Pentacles. For some of you, you see your mother or mothering as like a spiritual thing. Maybe you want to provide more spirituality to your children because that's how you were raised, or maybe you didn't have that, so therefore you want to provide that to your children. A sense of like faith, right? Like, how are you going to raise your children? What faith are you going to raise them in? Things like that. But the Devil's here. What is it doing here, Leo? You're tempted and you have a choice. Two of Pentacles, you're weighing your options. Should you, shouldn't you? A pros and cons list. Maybe not literally, but maybe in your head, right? There's like good and bad to this situation, but you're tempted to do something that is probably not the best direction to take. There's better ways of doing this, and you know that. It's probably harder. Okay, it's probably not as easy, but sometimes when you take shortcuts, you don't get the best result, as if you were to put in the work and the time and the effort, the money, whatever this involves, right? Like, and you buy, like, let's just say, like, you're buying something cheap, you're going to get a cheap result. It's going to break. It's not going to be of good quality. You might as well invest the money to get a better value, a better quality of the thing. And that's just an example, right? Like, it's probably not a material thing. But it does feel like you're cutting corners a little bit here. The Page of Swords. This energy is about research and knowledge. Okay, knowing your stuff. And maybe you feel like you know your stuff enough that you'll be able to take the shortcut, and still get the result that you want. But you know in your heart of hearts, in your soul, in your being, that there's a better way to do it. So something here is just, I don't know, it's just pulling you away from making the right decision and doing this the right way. It's like you're spending a lot of your energy on how to take the shortcut and how to do it the easy way, instead of spending your energy on doing it the right way. Like, your energy is being spent wrong. Your energy is being spent on things that are just not right, or not good for you at the end of the day, in the long run, in the long term. You could be wanting more comfort, wanting a certain situation to be more casual, not as formal, more comfortable. So you're willing to sacrifice certain things in order to maintain that level of comfortability. I would be careful with, like, your addictions, your vices, the things that you know are going to take you down a bad spiral or a wrong direction. Anything that makes you feel tempted. Like, ooh, that sounds good, but I really shouldn't do it, right? Like, that's your clue, that's your indicator that it's not the right path. There is definitely a resistance happening here. And I'm also getting, like, I'll show them energy as well. Proving your point, proving that you can do it, proving yourself, proving you're right. So strong, super, super strong-willed right now. I mean, I think the majority of the time you do come across very strong-willed. But right now, this is more like, I'm doing this whether you like it or not. Magician, Emperor, King of Wands here. Forget it. You're in complete control of the situation. Like, no one can have any say or any input here. You know, you've made up your mind. You're going down this route. You have all the confidence in the world that you could accomplish the thing, in spite of the devil situation, the devil temptation, the wrong path, right? Like, to you, this is just a part of it, and you're willing to endure whatever the devil energy is bringing into your life in order to get what you want, get the results that you want. But you're definitely working toward creating and building and manifesting something. Some of you, it is a child. You have a plan, you have a strategy, you have people in place, things in place to get you where you need to go, to bring in the resources you want. Yeah, I mean, there's so much power here at the end of the day. You're trying to fill up this space in some way. And I guess it feels I mean, it feels right, right? Like it feels right. Like I'm feeling into it. You have the space and you have the means to fill this space, whether that's literally, financially, or even metaphorically, but you have the means to fill the space. So why is that so wrong? Why is that so bad, right? Tell me more about the Devil card. The Star. Two of Cups. Six of Wands. These are good this is good energy. The Devil card is representing things that are positive. I'm just getting overly confident. Almost arrogant energy. It's like, you know that your life is good. You know you have everything you want. You know no one can tell you no. No one can tell you no because you're the boss and you're in control. You've done everything that you needed to do to get to this level of life. And you are on a high horse. Okay? No offense. I don't want to make enemies here. Like, I love you, you know, but it's just coming through like that. Like, it's very much like more of the ego that's coming through and the overconfident nature, which, if you're not careful, in the future might bite you in the butt when you need his help, when you need support, when another person comes along who's equally as strong. And right, like there's always a negative and a positive. There's always a balance that is needed in everything. Everything. A balance is needed. And if you cannot maintain that balance and you go too far off into either spectrum, then the result that you get is going to compensate for that, right? Like, because it has to bring you back into equilibrium. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're not careful with the pride and the ego at this time, you know, what the actions and the mannerisms and the belief in systems and everything that you have now, right? Like, in the future, there may be a humbling moment, okay, because of balance and how everything needs to come back to that middle area, right? You need the ego, you need the pride, you need to feel confident. We all do, but at the same time, we all need a sense of humility and humbleness and being of service as well, you know. So that's pretty much it. Like, just be careful with that, right? Like, I had to address the devil in the room here. And that could be a reason I just said that, right? An empty room, the devil in the room. There's something lingering, there's something hovering, an energy, a frequency that you may not see, you may not notice, you know. So notice it, okay? All right. Let's get one card, a good takeaway message here for the Leo. Oh. Peridot, rejuvenation. This is number 23. I'm getting greedy here with this green. All right, the affirmation to this card says, I feel youthful in body, mind, and spirit. I'm content, secure, and enjoy the success of others. I feel supported and confident in achievement. I welcome health, wealth, happiness, and love. Yeah, coming from a place of love as all of this is happening would help, right? With this 10 of Cups, like really remembering the more motherly, feminine nature of yourself, even if you're a male, right? And doing this out of love, whatever this is. When you feel tempted to do it out of negative, low vibe things, right? Like remember, like come back to self. And remember the heart, remember the love that you're capable of giving here. All right. Well, that was your reading, Leo. I hope you got something out of it and you have a wonderful week. We'll see you on the next one, okay? Bye. Hey, Virgo, welcome into your reading. So let's get started and see what's coming through for you this week with one card for the weekly general energy. What's up with the Virgo, please? All right, so you have this shape shifter. Okay, so there may be something coming up this week that's going to require you to step into a different persona, or at least you feel the need to do so. Okay, for some reason, you can't show up authentically and show your full self. So there may be something going on, maybe like the group or the crowd or the institution situation that you find yourself in is very, very different from who you are, from your familiar self, from what you are comfortable with. All right. You may also have to do this in order to adapt, and I'm getting to observe. All right. So it's like if you showed up in with your normal self, like how you usually are, right? You wouldn't be able to really fit in, and you need to fit in this situation in order to get something out of it. Does that make sense? Okay, so there's something that you want to get out of whatever it is you're doing, whoever it is that you're dealing with. But you have to be flexible. You have to adapt to who they are or how they're being, or I don't know, like the place, the location, something like that, in order for you to get the best result, in order for you to get something out of it. There's also an intense level of observation that I'm getting with this card. And another part of it is like wanting to not be noticed, wanting to not be seen. Like you don't want people to recognize you. You don't want people to see through you. And so you're sort of needing to hide that part of you. But I'm not too sure as to like, is that necessary, or is that just like a defense mechanism or something that you're going through that you feel the need to do that? I don't know. There's also something about like animalistic instincts, primal instincts. Okay, like maybe you see something that you really, really want and you're going after it. It seems a little predatory as well. So you need to be careful with the people you're dealing with. Maybe this is not you, and maybe this is someone that you are dealing with who is coming up in ways of like familiar, like they're familiar to you. Maybe you're comfortable with them. Maybe you have a lot in common with them. I'm getting like if you're having conversations or something like that, like it's like, oh, me too, like I do that too, or something like that, right? And at the end of the day, that's not who they are. At the end of the day, they're something totally, completely different, and they're there for malicious reasons or predatory reasons. So you just need to be really, really careful. If this is like someone else, like you want to be careful with your children. You know, what are they watching on social media, right? When they're gaming, things like that, to make sure that they're not befriending people who are actually, right, like predators. And I don't mean to scare anybody. I'm so sorry, but that's how it's coming through. All right, what else, please? Personal energy for the Virgo, mind, heart, body, soul. One card for the personal energy. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. High Priestess, yeah. I mean, I feel like you have some sort of intuitive, instinctual hit coming through at this time. Okay, something is telling you that something is off. You're deeply connected to the spiritual, like, energy around you, to the frequency around you. So you're picking up on things here and there, right? Like, your senses are probably super sensitive. You might feel a little exhausted. You might feel overwhelmed or overstimulated out of the blue, just because depending on like your surroundings and your environment where you're at, you may be absorbing a lot of the energy around you. So you want to be careful with that, especially if you're around a group of people. You want to be careful with the predators and the people who are not, who do not have good intentions. And you might be weeding them out and picking them out and identifying who they are super easily. Okay, so you maybe are going into locations or places, situations, and you can sense where is good and where is not good. Okay, and maybe you're protecting your family, you're protecting your close people. I don't know. I'm also getting something about doing a lot of like spiritual work, intentional work, maybe like astral travel, projection, um, needing to see into places, right, that you're not physically at. So some of you may be dabbling into psychic situations, but these psychic places that you're going, like these places you're going to through these psychic practices that you are doing, are taking you to places that are low vibe. All right. And sometimes that happens, especially like if you're just starting into practicing these types of things, like strengthening your intuition, strengthening your clairs, right? Whichever clair it is that you have, like clairvoyance, clairsentient, clairaudient, like whatever. Sometimes when you're just starting out, you do end up getting like, how can I say this? Like, and this is the same thing for like when you're starting off, like in witchcraft or doing spell work. Like at the beginning, your powers are super raw. Your abilities are super raw, right? So it feels like, wow, like I'm powerful, which you are, right? But at the same time, you're going to places that are low vibe, and it can get that way super fast. And that's also, you know, because you still have to practice it, you have to control it, you have to tame it, be more intentional with it. So it's something to keep in mind if you are dabbling in any of this spiritual work this week or at this time, especially if you don't have like a solid grounded practice and you're just starting, or you're sort of feeling it out, seeing how it goes. um you know, you will go places, you will see things, you will feel things, but you're picking up on things that are low vibe. Okay. All right, let's go into the detail for the Virgo. What's up with the Virgo this week? Give us more information. Okay, you got the Sun, Queen of Pentacles, lovely. That's you right there. So far, these cards are really good. I mean, it's just coming through with a lot of energy, vitality, you know, just feeling blessed and having the willpower to get out, to take action, to move around, to move your body, to create here, especially with the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe you find yourself at the right place at the right time with the Wheel of Fortune. There's a movement, right? Like you can feel the energy of your life, the energy of certain situations, like really kickstarting itself, right? Like imagine a wheel that's been stagnant for so long, and then it starts to move. I'm getting this sense of like squeaky, slow movement, but it's going, right? It's kickstarting. It's also like a switch has been made, right? A switch has turned on here in some capacity in your life. And it's just like, whoa, like, okay, you feel the energy, the force propelling you, pushing you toward a certain direction. And if you are conscious and present and aware that this is happening, the Queen of Pentacles can really, really make the best of this situation, right? Like intentional, practical, dutiful work here that the Queen of Pentacles, male or female, can do to really take advantage of this really bright, you know, moment that's full of blessings and love and creativity and imagination here with the sun. Um, I'm also getting something about the season, right? Like this summer season or whatever season you're in as you are reading or as you are listening to this, has a lot to do with the force that's coming through for you at this time. Yeah, but definitely a lot of physical movement. If you have not been really like physical, if you've just been sort of at home a lot or like laying around, sitting around, like this is a calling to get up and really start moving. Even if you're not like doing physical exercise, like routine exercise, like you can start to just move your furniture around, clean up in the backyard or take your pets out for walks, like just get up and get going, however that looks. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be a routine, it doesn't have to be what everybody else is doing, but as long as you are moving your body. And I'm also getting like putting things together, right? Like building something, but not like technically, right? Like I want to say, like, don't take it literal, like building and you're working with like blocks and you're building things. I'm talking about like, I don't know, like just creating, like getting your hands dirty and like material, touching material, putting material together, moving material, right? That's why I'm getting like furniture or like outside garage type of stuff. Okay. Two of Cups, Justice, Queen of Wands. So you are definitely dealing with another person at this time. Yeah, there's, because we can't forget that this card is here, right? We can't forget that you are super psychic and sensitive right now to the energy that's around you. There is a connection here between two different types of people. One person is more practical, down to earth, grounded in the material, right? Like earthly plane, the earth plane and all of those things that it entails is what is their focus, right? Like their job, their family, their home, their money, like, their foundation, their security. Whereas the Queen of Wands, male or female here, is more of a doer, more of an action taker. Like maybe they're not too grounded. They're just more passionate and they want to move forward and take action and get things going. They never really have like a plan. They never really have like they're not like the Queen of Pentacles is the one that'll actually bring the vision to life that the Queen of Wands has, right? So these two people here is who I'm talking about, male or females. Um, this person has a vision and wants to attain this vision, has a goal, has, they're on a journey. They want to really live life to the fullest and, just be a little bit more extreme, take their potential to the most extreme that they can, right? Like these are their visions, these are their goals. The Queen of Pentacles, male or female, is there to help them or to provide what is necessary for them to achieve goals here. Now, the Justice card is saying that there's something karmic about this situation, all right? Like if you have doubts, you're in this situation at the right place at the right time for a reason. Okay, I don't know if this means you're like, this is the right one or whatever, but there's definitely a reason you got here. And there's definitely a path that you took filled with choices that you made to be here with this person in this relationship or in this dynamic of some sort. And based off of those choices that you made will, um, based off of that, this is the outcome. Okay, so however it looks, it's because you made certain choices. So it's more of like what you gave is what you get, what you're getting. And I don't know if you're necessarily happy or not with that result, but I'm going to get a couple more cards. I don't know if some of you feel like you have to adapt and be as on like their level all the time, because they're always at a high level, right? They're always at on 100 mode, and maybe you work a little bit slower, you're more methodical, you're more practical, right? Like maybe you're shape shifting into a person who has to be this way with another because of another, because you feel that if you're not on their level all the time, then maybe they'll get bored or they'll, get distracted and go off and maybe give their attention and energy to something or someone else. Justice. So, um, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Like maybe you have fun with them or whatever, but if it's causing you to be different, then that's probably not okay, And your higher self knows this. Your higher self is like, we're going to get tired of that eventually. Like we're not going to continue with this for so long. Like you cannot be something else forever. Look at all these cards they are going into with the Justice here. 4 of Cups, 8 of Swords, 2 of Swords. There's just a lot of mental effort and you're just sort of like weighted. I feel like a lot of weight. Like this is not allowing you to flourish. This is not allowing you to be who you want to be, who you are meant to be, who you are, supposed to be. And whether they're doing it intentionally or not, that's not the problem. That doesn't matter. That what matters is that that you are changing purposefully for the sake of this dynamic or relationship, and it just is not sitting well with your soul anymore. When in doubt, that means no. Like that is something that I have lived by, whether I take my own advice or not. Like I'm human at the end of the day. I understand that. Like I'll still do something if I'm in doubt or hesitant. But I mean, really, like when in doubt, that means no. I'm trying to see what this shapeshifter card is about. Definitely about this relationship. One more. Yeah, there's just a lot of back and forth around it. Like, should I or shouldn't I? Maybe this, you feel like this is like going to provide you with the good foundation, good support system, something like that. But again, this is a shapeshifter card, right? Like this is not an authentic energy. So they may be coming off this way right now. Okay. And I think in your soul of souls, in your heart of hearts, in your mind of minds, you know that it's not going to be that way forever. All right. And I'm so sorry. Like justice is here with all of this, you know, like it's just too much. It's too overwhelming. You're conflicted. Why would you be conflicted if it's the right thing? Why would you be overwhelmed and stressed out and full of fear and anxiety and, you know, feeling, this is making me feel like somebody is bummed out and let down because they're not validated, they're not seen, they're not held to like a respectable level. Like maybe your ideas are being shut down, or, you know, maybe it's just, you don't feel significant enough here. And that's not good. Okay, let's get a takeaway message. I'm reading the affirmations for these because I don't work with them very often. One card for the Virgo, please. What's a good takeaway message for the Virgo in this situation? Something for them to keep in mind. Oh, you got two. All right, so you have red coral with fruitfulness and angel aura with communication. Let's start with angel aura. The affirmation says, I speak with clarity and definition. My message is received and understood. I have faith in my abilities. I am open to my angel guides. Yeah. Yeah, you need to stand up for yourself. You need to, you know, like put up these boundaries. And if you have to put up boundaries in a relationship dynamic to begin with, that is already a red flag. Okay, because somebody who has common sense, a good head on their shoulders, who is aware, who is conscious, who is of love and compassion, will understand what those boundaries are naturally and be able to meet them naturally. Okay. Number 26. Red coral. The affirmation reads, I feel passionate and inspired. My imagination is fertile. I'm creative and inventive. I feel alive and invigorated. Yeah, these are things that you should be feeling. Okay, regardless of who you are with, what type of relationships you're in. You know, you want to feel like you are what we were talking about earlier, right? In the beginning with the first row. The creativity, your ability to take advantage of this moment and create something with the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. All right. Well, that is your reading, Virgo. I hope you got something out of it and it helped in some way. Have a great week. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Libra. Welcome into your reading. So let's get one card for the weekly message. What's the overall general message for the week for the Libra here? Okay, the kiss. Well, there could be some intimacy going on this week with you and somebody else, or maybe you're just like feeling very intimate or amorous at this time. Obviously there is another. Okay. So you're interacting with another person here. You're engaging with another person. There is energetic connection, physical connection, and it feels like it's a start. It's a start of something new. It feels like a gentle approach. Someone has to take a gentle approach with you, maybe, or you them. Like, you can't go too hard with this thing, okay? It has to take its time. It has to unfold slowly. Um, and, there has to be like trust that is coming up for the both of you, or at least one of you. It's like if somebody has gone through like previous experiences that have created some sort of trauma. Therefore, the other person knows to tread lightly, right? You have to, like, somebody can see that they cannot be so forceful, or yeah, that they can't be forceful, because if that were to happen, then the other person would run away, or you'll shoo them away, right? So I don't know who is who in this situation. But a gentle approach is definitely needed. All right, let's see what's in the overall, the personal energy here. It's, in your reading, in this energy that I'm sitting in today for you, it feels very distracted, and like I don't know if this is like your energy, you're being distracted, maybe this is all you're thinking about, right? Like the other person, like if this just happened or if it's about to happen, I can definitely understand how it's like taking all of your energy, all of your focus. So it does feel very much like that, like you don't know what to say, or maybe somebody has caught you off guard as well. Maybe this connection is catching you off guard. But you do have the Wheel of Fortune in your personal energy, so change is happening. Movement forward. It feels as though you have been in a rut for so long, maybe like a romantic rut or a sexual rut, some sort of like stagnation with you. And now it's time for you to go. Like this feels so strong. Like it's time, Libra. Okay, like what you've been waiting for so long, it's now. Now's the time. So I hope that you recognize whatever it is that the universe has presented to you, so that way you can see it and take it for what it is, right? Like accept it, say yes to it, move forward with it. Grab on to it, okay? The Wheel of Fortune is, there's a lot of fortune and luck here happening. So being at the right place at the right time. This is not a time for you to stay at home unless you are socializing at your home, in your home some way. Whether that could be like on the internet or just having people over or something like that. But in order for you to take opportunity, you got to step out of your comfort zone, and you got to do something different this week or at this time of life. So that way you can recognize the blessings, recognize the opportunities that the universe has presented to you. All right, let's go into the details and see what this is all about. It's very interesting. Like, I'm curious. Like, I want to know what it's about. The Fool, this is a new start. Yeah, like, it does feel like that. Like, it feels very much caught off guard. It feels like you've been wanting this for so long that your whole persona, or your whole character, personality, your whole life has been like, you've gotten used to it. You've gotten used to wanting. You live in a state of wanting. It feels like you live in a state of wanting constantly, that it's just become who you are. And now all of a sudden, what you want is here. And you didn't even know to expect it, because you've been in this state of wanting for so long. It's all you know. It's all you know. Okay. You got the Fool, the Queen of Swords. This is you, male or female. Wow. Beautiful. This is a new you. And whether this a person has come through into your life and shown themselves to be a catalyst for this new you and this change, either way, this is a new you. It feels so profound and so powerful, filled with energy, a force behind this move, a force behind this start. Like the universe is carrying you and sort of just lifting you up toward the thing. The Queen of Swords with the Queen of Cups. Mind and heart are aligned. Mind and soul, right? On the same page. What you think you feel, what you feel you think. Your intellect, like your mental state, is ready to go and ready to make this move. Your emotional state is sitting strong and brave no matter what happens. Okay, it feels like you can do this with your head held high, with confidence. You have the intelligence to continue forward and to take this leap of faith, to take this step. If this is two different people, the two different people are compatible because of the mind and the soul being on the same page of each. And these two people are ready to go. Okay. One person is more intellectual, logical, practical, plans things out, right? Is not stupid, doesn't make a stupid move. Very confident. I'm getting the word like pristine. And then the other person is more soft and emotional, sensitive, intuitive, right? Is guided by the heart, is guided by love, is guided by care, compassion, nurture. And so the both of these archetypes together make a really good team. Okay. What else? Star, wishes coming true. The Wheel of Fortune again. And the Two of Cups. Okay. There's no doubt here for me in this reading that whoever I'm reading for, whoever this reading is for, like your person has come through. Okay, your person is here. You have the Two of Cups, which signifies a relationship. The Wheel of Fortune is here twice. Literally, like, I hope you're taking this seriously. Like, you're at the right time in the right place right now. Wherever you are, it's like now, it's there. Like, I'm even going so specific to the point of like, you're listening to this, look around. Okay? Like, where are you? Even if you're home, right? Like, who have you been talking to? Or like, who did you just last see on your feed? Or, like things like that. Like, this is the moment, like, stop where you're at and take a look around and assess your situation if you don't know who this person is. But you should know who this person is. Anyway, yeah, this is your person. This is new. You're going lightly. You're taking it slow. It's a little bit of like, I want to say unbelievable. It's happening so fast that it's like you can't stop to savor the moments unless you try. Like, you should try to stop and savor the moments so it doesn't just pass you by so quickly. Maybe you dream about all of this and you talk to the sky and you daydream about what it looks like or what it feels like. And I can tell you from like personal experience, not everybody goes through this, but some people do. And you think to yourself your whole life, right? Like, you have an idea of what love looks like, of what love can be like. And you go your whole life with just disappointment or thinking like that's not true, right? Like, what I feel love to be is not capable. Like, it's not, it can't happen until it does. And then it happens and it's everything that you ever thought it could be. And unfortunately, I wish everybody felt like that. I wish everybody had that opportunity, but some people don't. And I do think that that's highly because people don't do the work on self to be able to experience such a love like that. So for whoever this is, you must have done some work on self. You must have gone through some pretty hectic, harsh learning experiences and actually took away the lessons and made yourself better to be ready for something as significant and profound as this. Okay. Because that's the only way, in my opinion, that that can happen. So yeah, it's a beautiful reading. Let's see what the Precious Gems Oracle has to say for a good takeaway message. I don't use these cards. It's one of the oldest decks I have, actually, but I, for some reason, just never really use them, and I'm ready to use them. All right, so you have Bloodstone. I'm going to read the affirmation for this card. Like I said, I'm not used to these cards, but I felt called and guided to use them today. Protection, number 7. Okay, let's see what this says. The affirmation for the Bloodstone card says, "My wounds are healed." Oh my God, we just literally spoke about that. My wounds are healed. I am protected against injury. I am willing to make sacrifices. My emotions are balanced. Maybe you're hesitant. Maybe you're in disbelief. Maybe you don't think that this is okay, right? Like, but it is. You're ready. Okay, you're ready. You're protected. You're protected because you've done the work to ready yourself for this moment. And if you're into using crystals or you've never used crystals, either way, look into Bloodstone and maybe that can help with your, like, help you move into this new relationship or this new dynamic, right? With more confidence and a sense of security. But feel secure, feel protected. You're ready, Libra. All right, that is your reading for the week. I hope it works out and everything turns out amazing. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Scorpio, welcome into your reading. All right, let's get started with one card for the weekly message. What's the overall weekly general energy for the Scorpio, please? All right, so you have the Vow. Okay. So a pact that you made, whether that's with another or with yourself, is coming through this week or at this time, or maybe you're about to make a pact with someone. I'm getting like your word. You gave your word. You promised something and you want to deliver on it. There's also maybe some people involved as well who are on the same page or like the same goal as you, right? Because I mean, yes, you could have made the pact or the vow to yourself, but if that's not the case, then obviously there's other people involved, right? Because you vowed with another person. I feel like it's been a while since this has happened. I'm getting like many moons ago, okay? It's been a while since this vow, since this promise was made. And you are thinking about it now. Or this could also be a thing of like, you have made this type of vow before. And it's coming around again, like to redo it, to maybe some of you are, what is it, like when you renew your vows? Like maybe you got married many years ago and you guys are renewing vows now, something like that. But there's a lot of power that's going into this. I'm getting a lot of positive energy around it. The yellow in the card is signifying a more like blissful, like blessings, vitality, um, rejuvenation type of energy, like something is rejuvenating itself, or maybe you feel the need to take a vow to yourself to like be more healthy, whether that's physically, working on your mental health, working on your, the life, right, that you are cultivating to be just more positive and have more light around the darkness of self or of life. Um, yeah, there's support coming through, like having a support system, being there for others or others being there for you at this time. It's like I'm also getting something about putting yourself aside or putting your needs aside to be there for somebody else, to hold things up, to be a pillar, to be a like the person that is the rock of this situation. Like maybe something was falling apart and it's your job to come back and be like, you know what, like we need to save this or we need to work on this, because nobody else is going to do that. Right? Like, let's not forget we made a promise. Let's not forget that, we made a pact with one another. We're forgetting that, right? Maybe people are going on separate ways or just acting differently. And you need to remind them, like, we promised each other that this is what we were going to do. Like you're the one that has to come through and save this vow, save this promise. Okay. All right. Let's see. What's in the personal energy for the Scorpio? Mind, heart, body, soul. One card. 9 of Wands. Yeah, you're definitely in protection mode. Are you facing off with someone here? Do you feel like somebody is your match, whether you want to accept that and agree with that or not? Someone may be your match as far as like the level of intensity, ferocity, the level of protective, instinctual, primal nature. Like, I mean, obviously, right, like with your archetype, your character, you will protect the things and the people that you love till death, you will not, like, you will do whatever it takes. But I think the other person will as well. But either way, yeah, there is something about putting up a wall here to protect something, probably this pact, this vow, this promise, to protect your loved ones from harm, from, just change. I'm getting change. Maybe something is changing. And sometimes you tend to have a harder time with change, but you see and feel a threat of some sort, right? Because if you didn't feel a threat, why would you be in the 9 of Wands energy? If this has nothing to do with your loved ones and it's just solely an individual type of like personal thing, you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to open up. You don't want people to see through, right? To get to the depths of who you are. You're protecting yourself. You're bringing up boundaries. You are trying to just create a hard shell for some reason. Okay, there has to be a reason why, right? Like this energy just doesn't exist without a reason. And if nothing is happening in your life, then it could be like childhood trauma, right? That has created and molded you to be this way because of past experience that was really impactful in a painful way. Okay. All right. Let's see what's coming through in the details. What is this all about? Yeah, 5 of Wands. Too much happening. Too much happening that maybe you feel out of control. You can't control the situation. There's a threat there. The devil is signifying what you feel to be the threat. The threat to your 9 of Cups, which is your wish come true, your dream come true, your happiness, everything that you've been working for, everything that you want. So much is going on in the external world that is impacting your dream. And this devil card is sort of like coming in, you know, it's, what is the word? Oh my God. It is like, I don't know the right word for it. I'm so sorry, but it's like unannounced. It's uninvited. It's like this person or this situation, like the audacity of them coming through into this situation, creating a 5 of Wands experience of conflict, tension, you know, things just not flowing, right? Like there's a lot going on, too many people involved. Everybody has their own mindset. Everybody has their own desires, their own wants, their own goals here. Like no one's on the same page. And there is, so let's just say, right, that like I'm getting a picture of like, let's say you're dealing with a group of people, and everything was flowing well up until a certain point. And then you started to see and feel and sense the cracks in the process, the cracks in the routine, right? And it's probably like the things that you vowed to one another to do. Like you said we were going to do this way, right? Like y'all said, you know, you and these people, we're going to do it a certain way. We were going to be we weren't going to give up. We were going to stick together. We're going to be a team, you know, whatever. Right. And then little by little, you start to see the cracks and, you know, people not doing their part or things changing or, you know, arguments happening, tension, things like that. So if you look and reflect and really look deeply into this situation and when it started to happen, there is a common denominator there. There is a reason that this could be a person that's interfering maliciously, purposely trying to affect the process or what you guys were doing. Or this could be like energetic, like an energy, you know, maybe the people you are already working with or the vow, you know, whoever you took the vow with. And I'm saying vow like not literal, right? Like this is just for lack of better words. But the energy of somebody here is off. Okay. They're off. They're steering away from the process, from the routine, from the plan, the promise, whatever this represents. And you're trying, like, this is like you notice the threat of it happening. When a Scorpio notices the threat of something potentially changing and interfering with the life that they have cultivated or the life that they want, when the Scorpio notices something interfering with somebody, a relationship, especially if this is a relationship, forget it. Forget it. Like you are completely on one. Like you are trying your best to rein in the control, right? To control the situation as best as you can. Okay. What else? 8 of Pentacles. Two of Wands. Two of Cups. Well, yeah, you've worked hard. I mean, obviously the Two of Cups depicts a relationship dynamic in some way. The Two of Cups is your wish fulfillment. Okay. For some of you, just your own temptation is getting the best of you as well. Your own temptation to interfere with a plan, a process. I don't know if first, and this is not for everybody. Okay, this is just for select few. I don't know if your destructive nature is starting to come through because whatever, right? Because you feel the threat, obviously. And so therefore the threat is there, which means a destructive nature is there, which means interference with a process, a system, something that's already been set in place. But definitely working at it. Definitely working at choosing and going toward this relationship dynamic, this union in some way. Wanting to communicate, wanting to open up, wanting to talk it through, waiting even for the right time, the right moment. There is intention work here going on with somebody. Yeah. I mean, this is just an interference with what you want, Scorpio, with your Nine of Cups, with your Two of Cups, your wish fulfillment, the life you want, the pact you made, the promise, the commitment. And for some of you, it's not even a serious thing. It's just a matter of like, your partner is going through their own moment of life that is taking them away from the commitment or the vow, right? To be a certain way, to have certain goals and, certain responsibilities. Like maybe they're falling off the path. Maybe for some of you, this has to do with addiction as well, right? Like you have supported another or even yourself throughout sobriety in some way, and maybe somebody is super tempted to fall off of that. So you're trying your best to hold on and to really work at it. All right, well, let's see what the Precious Gems Oracle has to say is a good takeaway message for the Scorpio, please. It's a good takeaway message. Okay. Rose Zircon. Integrity. Let's read the affirmation and see what this is about. This is number 28. Okay, so the affirmation reads, my emotions are balanced. I respect myself. I have integrity. I enjoy peaceful, uninterrupted sleep. Okay. Yeah, I'm balancing and controlling those desires, right? Whatever the devil represents here, balancing and controlling the fact that you feel threatened. How are you going to effectively, maturely handle this situation in a more like emotionally balanced way? Okay. Doing something the right way. Remember, the integrity part of this is a factor, whether that is you having integrity and communicating your feelings, your insecurities here with the Nine of Wands, instead of destroying something because you cannot control yourself, or this is about another person who is not being, who does not have integrity right now, right? But either way, integrity is a focus or a good takeaway message, okay? All right, Scorpio, that is your reading. I hope you got something out of it and everything works out. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Sagittarius, welcome into the reading. Okay, so let's see what is coming through for the overall message for this week. What's the general message for the Sagittarius at this time? One card, please. I've tried to start your reading a few times already, and I've been having problems. Okay, let's see if this one is the one. All right, the Shaman. Oh, it's a beautiful card. I don't know if I've ever pulled this card before. I don't remember ever seeing it. Okay, so this week there could be concepts or situations involving healing for sure. All right. But I do feel as though maybe you're the one who is helping someone heal here. So maybe somebody in your life is ill or going through something where you have to sort of step in and take care of them. For some of you, this is more literal, as in you are sort of a spiritual healer. I'm just feeling right now like somebody here doesn't know that you have the potential and the capacity to be that type of archetype, that type of person that can help others and guide others to their spirit through their spiritual journey. This is, I'm getting like the middle man, the middle person, right? From the current or the person that you are helping, and the other side of things is spirit, right? And you're in the middle and you're sort of just like holding their hand and guiding them through the process and directing them to spirit. Maybe somebody is having a hard time connecting with their spiritual side, connecting with the other side even. I feel like somebody here is shedding their skin, right? Like doing away with the old version of themselves or previous versions of themselves and creating or noticing that you are somebody else underneath. Underneath it all, at the core, you are a spiritual being, right? Like they say, humans are just spiritual beings living in this 3D world. So there's something here also about the gem or the diamond or just stones. Maybe some of you are working with the different healing properties of rocks or of stones, and you're finding the right one that maybe you identify as your connector to spirit or to your higher self. I do think that somebody here is reaching out to spirit and sort of asking for guidance. There is an element of wisdom, experience that comes through with the archetype of the shaman, someone who is quiet but strong, right? Like a strong inner strength. Yeah, definite transformation. Change is happening within. All right, you are ascending. It's almost as though you're like moving up to the next phase of your spiritual journey, whether you know it or not. Maybe you're being introduced to the fact that you're on a spiritual journey. If you're here on YouTube looking at tarot readings, then of course, right? Like you've already felt and been guided to do spiritual work on self. And maybe at this point, you're either looking for mentors or people with more experience on the other side or on this new path that you're on, or you are actually the mentor. But within you do feel change. If you were to look at yourself a year ago and just reflect on your life, on your habits, on your behaviors, on your belief systems, the patterns and the actions that you would take a year ago, right? Like compared to now, are you different, right? Has something changed? Are your is your focus on something else now? Your priorities, right? Are they more geared toward cultivating a better quality of life, like internally? Or are they still focused on the external, right? Like maybe you're starting to notice more internal aspects of self compared to external aspects. Um, and I do think that you understand like this is a journey, like you're not, it's never done, it's never over. Like there's always something to learn, there's always something to experience. Everything that you go through is for the sake of growth, to identify aspects of self, right? To work on self. What else? Please, let's go into the details. Okay, you have the Page of Cups, the Five of Wands. You just want to give love. You want to be connected. You're coming from your heart. And you are being faced with some challenges and a little bit of conflict here in your external world. Okay. And I think that you see that the answer is love. The answer is care. The answer is spirit, right? Is connection. The answer is being forgiving and accepting and patient. I'm getting for Sagittarius to be patient. That is some higher learning for sure, right? Like, but maybe this is the new found Sagittarius, right? Like you've learned to slow down, you've learned to accept, you learn to release and let go of certain things, because the Five of Wands can definitely test your patience and test your ability to compromise and consider. There's so many things going on in the external, right, that maybe do not match or flow well together. So I don't know if you're trying to create more of a flow in life because you feel that there's a lot of conflict or just obstacles. With the Star, there is a lot of healing as well. Yeah, some of you may literally be dealing with hospitals or people in hospitals. Somebody is in the hospital. There's prayer and like asking universe, God, source, spirit for for this situation to be met with love, tenderness, care, nurture, and just overall healing. Maybe you are like just there for somebody who is going through a moment in life, right, where they're not okay. And you're giving all of your love and attention to this person or group of people to help them through it. And there is a sense of belief and faith here. Strong, strong faith coming through that things will be okay, that everything will be okay. I don't know. Okay, what else? Two of Pentacles, a choice, weighing your options, what is best for the situation. Nine of Pentacles, very good. And the Eight of Swords. Yeah, of course there's anxiety, right? Like, of course there's fear. At a time like this, like you're only going on faith. There's a definite release of trauma. There's somebody here could be going through some shadow work. There could be somebody in a psych ward, right? Like doing really deep internal work here, psychological work. The Nine of Pentacles in your outer world, in the external, is fine. There's a lot of, like a good foundation is set. Okay. There's, like, how can I say, like if you, like, you don't have to really worry right now about your material world. Okay. This could be your home, your finances, your job, like those things of the outer world. What is really a focus right now is the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. Something can be coming up this week that's going to test your faith. That's for sure. With the Eight of Swords, right below the star, it's a back and forth between seeing things, seeing life as positive and optimistic and hopeful, or seeing life as dread or fear, right? Like waiting for the worst case scenario. And I don't know, like there's a choice that you have to make, right, between those two. There is also a sense of freedom and liberation I'm feeling coming through as well. I don't think that you personally have a lot to worry about. I think it's just more of a journey that you're on, of like, what is this? Like a learning, learning moment. You're learning things about self, about spirit, about the connection to self and spirit. And it may be a little bit intimidating and scary as you go on this journey, based off of maybe newfound gifts that you have, like spiritual gifts that you have, or it may be a little intimidating to face certain traumas in order to heal. It may be a little intimidating if you are, in fact, helping or working with people who are sick, who are in the hospital, things like that. Like, it will test your faith. Okay? Something will happen that's going to test your faith. And I want to say, like, the best thing for you to do is have the faith and not lose it. When you go through this moment of realize, like, when this moment happens, it's going to test your faith. What is this? Like, the message here is to reach out your hand to God, reach out your hand to spirit, and ask for their assistance, for their presence, for their help. Okay, this thing will change you in some way. All right, let's go into a takeaway message from the Precious Gems Oracle. One card for the Sagittarius, please. What's a good takeaway message for the Sagittarius at this time? Lapis Lazuli, self-knowledge. Okay, so with this deck, I don't use it very often. So what I'm doing is I'm reading the affirmations for you guys. Just a little something that you can take away from the reading. Okay, Lapis Lazuli. I think I'm saying it right. The affirmation reads, I have clarity of speech. I know my inner self. I have a strong, defined personality. I have supreme confidence. I have clarity of speech. I know my inner self. I have a strong, defined personality. I have supreme confidence. Yeah. This is good for you to remember as you are going through these moments, because with change comes a lot of uncertainty and doubt, and you may doubt self. You may doubt yourself and your ability to get through this time. And you may need the self-assurance and the inner knowing that you can get through this, that you are strong, that you are made of strength, of spiritual strength, that all you have to do is ask, for guidance, ask spirit, God, source to guide you through this time, and have the confidence that the energy of God, the energy of spirit will show up and help with this situation. Obviously, lapis lazuli may be a good stone for you to work with at this time. I want to say, is it one of the Sagittarius stones? For some reason, I want to say it is, but I don't know. All right, well, that is your reading for now, Sagittarius. I really, really hope it all works out for you this week. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Capricorn, welcome into your reading. Let's get started with one card for the general message for the week. What's up with the Capricorn this week, please? One card for the Capricorn. Overall general message. All right, so you guys have the Flame. So it feels as though there is a spark here. I'm getting a little bit of temper. Okay, so I would watch out for that. It feels as though you are almost about to release when it comes to your temper. Okay, like there is a spark, a little bit of fire just brewing underneath the situation in some way. And if you're not careful or another person isn't careful when they're dealing with you, this can turn into a big flame. All right. So it's like, be careful not to feed the fire. If you don't want to sort of like impact negatively a situation or a relationship or something like that. Okay. Because it just feels like you're on edge a little here. Um, but there is a lot of creative opportunity that is coming through as well, like ideas. I'm getting very much like a page of swords and a page of wands and ace of wands, to where it's like the beginning stage of something big. Maybe you have a creative urge to express yourself creatively, artistically in some way. Maybe there's an urge to build something. Um, I don't know, just sort of like a new idea, start something new. Okay. Maybe I'm also getting like a new routine for some of you, that would enable you to express yourself more creatively. Um, and maybe this is just a way for the universe to say, hey, that temper, all of that rage or that anger, all of that passion that is brewing up inside of you, direct it to something that is more useful, is more effective. Direct it and express it in a creative way, artistic way, instead of maybe doing something destructive with that, right? So whatever reason this is coming through as far as like why you're upset or why something is making you mad, like don't focus on that. Just focus on expressing it in a better way. All right, what's in the personal energy for the Capricorn, mind, heart, body, soul? What's up with the Capricorn, please? One card. 9 of Pentacles. Nice. Yeah, I mean, personally, like in your overall, like for you yourself, I don't think anything is super bad here, right? Like you feel pretty good, you feel confident, you feel strong, secure, stable. You're working on your money, you're working on the things that are of value to you, the things that matter, maybe more materialistic stuff as well. Um, and you've come pretty far when it comes to like what you've been able to build, what you've been able to accomplish. Um, and because of that, there is an energy of, what is this? I don't know. Entitlement. I'm getting a little bit of entitlement. Okay, so I don't know what that's about. But it's like, I have paid my dues. I've done what I've had to do. Therefore, I can receive something in return. And maybe you're waiting for that last coin, right? To take the 9 to the 10. There's something, even though you are sitting really well in your current financial material situation, there is still something that's missing here. And I think that you feel in your heart of hearts that you deserve it. You deserve to receive that last coin. you know, whatever it is that's missing, because you've worked for it, you've worked hard at it, and you've done it by yourself. And so there should be some recognition, some acknowledgement, some consideration around that. So I don't know what that's about, but we'll see. All right, let's go into some detail for the Capricorn here. More information, please. What is this about? Nice. Queen of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. I don't know if you've like put your foot down. Nine of Pentacles again. I don't know if you've put your foot down somehow and it's just like, I said what I said, right? Like, are you not listening? Are you not hearing me? Like, I'm not going to change my mind. You know, don't try to convince me otherwise. Don't, you know, like, you know, I don't know, like you're telling somebody or a group of people, like, you know what I want. You know where I'm coming from. You know my opinion. Like things like that, right? Like, it's clear. I've articulated it to the point where it's like known, it's aware. And you're not going to change your mind on it for whatever reason. You're holding on to your stance. You're holding on to your position in some way. There's no, I'm feeling there's no going back either. For some of you, I don't know, this is like you've acquired something and it's what you want, right? It might be that last coin here. But is there like a need to give it away or like release it or let it go? Like give up your position in some way? Like this is what you've worked for. I don't know. There is something about giving up a position and you holding on to that. You have the Six of Swords, Six of Wands. I mean, there is achievement, there is accomplishment, there's overcoming obstacles, there's recognition for sure. I don't know. It also feels like, are you sure you need the recognition? Do you know what I mean? Like, is that something that's required here? Or would you not just be okay with having the thing and moving forward? You know, like, are you asking too much? And I don't know the answer to that. You know, like this is just a hypothetical question for you to think it through. Like, is this asking too much? Is this going overboard? Are people making you feel like you're asking for too much when in your mind, like you deserve this? I don't know. But there's a lot of mental energy spent around achievement here and being seen and validated and noticed even. With the Four of Cups, there is a letdown. Okay. There is a sense of like, what is this? Like indifference as well. So feeling let down, feeling indifferent, not really having too much emotion that's happening, that's coming through here. It's just like whatever, right? You have what you have, you're good, whatever, when it comes to like everything else that's going on. And I don't know if you're just telling yourself that or telling the world that when in reality you would love to be noticed. You would love to be recognized for your, you know, position, your accomplishments, the things, the hard work that you've put into a situation. The Six of Swords has to do with energy that's like just finding peace, finding a place to go that provides you with a sense of acceptance and calmness and you know, not spending so much mental energy on things that maybe don't matter at the end of the day. I don't know, but you're looking for a sense of peace. I think that as you because up here, like, there's good energy, right? Like, this is solid, firm energy. You've acquired something, you're holding on to it, you're good. But when it comes to like this lower level, um I, maybe there's just another part, right? Like the flame here being like a new idea or a new passion, a new interest, a new focus, because you feel so indifferent. Maybe you're looking for something to bring you back to life, right? Maybe you feel just a sense of numbness and you want to feel again. You want to feel inspired again, excited again. Maybe you're tired of like chaos in your head or drama happening in your environment or people just in general. Maybe you're just a little bit tired of people right now. And there is something about moving forward into a direction where you feel noticed, you feel alive, you feel that fire under your belly to like express yourself. But maybe there's hesitation because you're like, I don't even know if that matters. You know, with the Four of Cups here, like, does it really matter for me to do all of that? Well, I mean, if you're called and you're guided, then yeah, it matters to you, you know, like whether or not you become recognized for it, you know, that's a different story. But if you're guided to do and pursue this new idea with the flame, this new found interest, then there's a reason for that. Like, who knows where it's going to go? Who knows where it's going to lead you? You know, all you know is that you feel guided to do this thing and then like try it out and then see where it takes you without expectation, especially without expectation of recognition and achievement, right? Like, do it for the sake of doing it, and that's it, if that makes sense. All right. What's a good takeaway message for the Capricorn from the Precious Gems Oracle? Labradorite, serendipity. Wow. That is definitely energy of just doing the thing, right? Like something comes through, something happens that feels like right time, right place. There's a sign from the universe or whatever. You don't know why. There's no explanation why it showed up. It's just the right moment for it, right? But if you're aware enough and present enough in your life, then you'll be able to notice that. All right, I'm going to read the affirmation. So it says, I have the gift of serendipity. I am in the right place at the right time with the right people. I am fortunate. My psychic gifts continue to develop. I think that you don't get enough credit for how intuitive and psychic you are. I mean, at the end of the day, you and Cancer are on the same thread, right? Like just opposite spectrums. And I think that there's a lot of intuition that comes through in the Capricorn archetype with the Capricorn energy. And so you knowing that this is the right place to go, this is the right direction to take, and noticing the message from the universe, right? When you are in the right place at the right time, and then taking advantage of that moment, of that opportunity, of, you know, whatever it is that shows up in your life and seeing where it takes you without, like I said, expectation of the result. I think that that'll help a lot. And obviously, if you are a collector of stones or you work with that energy, Labradorite might help through this situation at this time. All right, I was gonna call you Cancer. Capricorn, that is your energy. That's your reading for this week. I hope it helped in some way and you got something out of it. Have a great week. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Aquarius, welcome into your reading. Let's get started with one card for the general message for the week for you guys. What's the overall general message for the Aquarius this week? One card for the Aquarius, please. Aquarius. Who am I reading for today? One card. The Medallion. Okay. All right. So this is making me feel like maybe you're accomplishing something. Okay, there's a prize involved here. There's a what is this? Like a ranking? I'm getting like first place, second place, third place. I don't know if you made the ranking or if you're reaching out for it, right? Like you are working toward this goal here and reaching for it, right? Like all of your effort, all of your energy, everything that, like your focus, everything that you're doing is for this reason. Okay, like you want the end goal. This could be literal, like an actual prize, or this could just be something that you are really passionate about and that you want to accomplish. But it does feel as though, in your eyes, if you accomplish this thing, obviously it means something, right? Like it means something because you did it and all of your effort, work, and, actions and everything were because of that. So, of course, you want to accomplish it. But I think to you, it means more than that. Like it's maybe going to define something about you to yourself. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it's going to you accomplishing this or getting this, um what is this? Like creates a persona, creates a reputation, creates something that satisfies a gap or a hole that you feel internally, right? Like you think that by getting this thing, it's going to fill a gap in some way that you've been missing. Okay, I'm also getting something about somebody here working on different aspects of self, and this is like one aspect that you need. Okay, like a checklist even. I don't know if somebody has a checklist. But it's like, okay, like on a weekly basis, I need to make sure that I do something for my physical self. I need to make sure that I do something for my emotional side. I need to make sure I do something for my intellectual side. Like there's something like that. And this thing that you're working toward could be like the more challenging one. And that's just an example, but it's like it feels like you have checked the box. You've checked. Sorry, I'm trying to put like the message into words. Sometimes it's hard to do that when you are just getting a feeling, right? But like, yeah, you're just checking the boxes. Okay. And this is a big one. This is a big box. This is a big accomplishment on your list here. Could be like a bucket list. Maybe like you getting a medal for running a marathon, or, it could be like as literal as that. One card for the personal energy. Mind, heart, body, and soul for the Aquarius at this time. Ooh, the Lovers. Nice. Okay, so you're faced with a choice. Yeah, something is coming if it's not already here. Either you're on the way or something is on the way. But something is coming if it's not already here. I'm getting this thing of like two people. You know how like when the moon is always there, right? But like sometimes there's a dark moon or no moon or whatever. But sometimes it's like this concept of I can be in one place, you can be in another place, but we're looking at the same moon, right? Like we can both see it. Like there's something like that. And I know that this is in your personal energy, but it's just two sides of self looking at the same thing, two sides of self going for the same thing. I don't know if you realize that you may be going out after external things, but you're really in search for something that is not physically tangible, right? Like you may be, you may have a list and a checkbox of the things you want to attain or whatever the list is about, but really the list is about obtaining something ethereal, something spiritual, right? It's like, oh, I'm working toward, getting a house, getting a car, getting a promotion, going on vacation, like all of these external things. But in reality, you're really working on self-love or self-worth, or do you know what I mean? That's coming through strongly. But yeah, so obviously there's a choice to be made here with the Lovers, and love could be on the mind, relationships could be on the mind. Another person that you are involved with can be of your focus right now. Um and I do get the feeling of missing someone, so it tells me that maybe you're not physically with them. So you may be missing them, and you're trying to distract yourself with external things. Two of Wands. Ten of Swords. Yeah, you're looking far, like you're waiting. You're waiting. There's a choice that needs to be made. And you're, I don't know. I feel very like just stagnancy. These two wanted to come out, but I'm not taking them. Seven of Wands, Five of Cups. You cannot do a thing unless the other person is there. You cannot do a thing unless an external situation happens, which I don't know what it is. But something here is calling for an ending, okay? For something to be over with, for something to be done, and for someone here to move on. But it will take an immense amount of strength to do the thing, to move on, and to accept, okay, that something is just over. And it's making me feel still two people are going through this simultaneously. Okay, one person is looking away, understands and accepts that something is over. No matter how difficult it is, they are moving away. They are moving on. The other person has hope. The other person definitely is waiting here. But either way, two people are going through the same thing. Okay, that something is over, that something has ended. And you have the Strength card here saying it's going to take so much out of you to deal and confront this thing. I feel like you think that this person or whatever situation that's moving on is the prize, is the one, is the medallion. It's hurtful. I'm so sorry. It does feel very sad. I don't know if you're lost, right? Like maybe directionless. This is for somebody here. This is all you knew, right? So now that it's gone, it's like, what do you have left? You'll wait forever for this thing to come back. At least right now. At least that's how you feel right now. The Hierophant is like asking you to rise above, to see the blessing, to see the lesson here that it taught. Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands, so much energy here toward getting something like lifted off. Because the Eight of Wands comes with fast movement, and it could almost be like from 1 second to the next, there is a surprise movement, right? Like things are moving again. The Seven of Wands is overcoming situations, people, circumstances that are just hitting you all at once, and all you want to do is just find your peace and quiet, or, just rise above all of these things, like be above it. The Hierophant is saying be true to self, right? Like, what is best for you? What do you stand for, right? In this situation, if you take yourself out of it and look down at it, what would you do? What is your advice that you would give to somebody in your shoes, right? Like, that's what you should do here. It's a lot of needing to just get away from the drama, needing to get away from the gossip even. I don't know if there's gossip happening or people talking about it. And you're just over it. Like, you're over it, you're done. It's too much. But something happens super quickly here. What is that? Let me see if I can get a clarifier for that card. What is the Eight of Wands? As you are waiting, as things are ending, and you're using all of your strength and courage to get through this tough period, the Eight of Wands pops up. Ten of Pentacles. Four of Cups. I think the Eight of Wands is just more a distraction. Definitely a distraction. Yeah. It's going to take you away from this feeling here. You'll like it, right? Like, I'm not saying that you won't. You'll like it. It'll be something that you enjoy. It's something that is close to your heart, right? The choice with the Lovers might be to make a choice, right? Like, are you going to stay stagnant? Are you going to continue to look at the past and what you've lost? Or are you going to pick yourself up, be brave, be strong, and really overcome something and go for something else here? Okay, not to say that you are doing away with one thing to get another thing. This is just more accepting, realizing that right now your previous situation is ended, is over. Let's just pick ourselves up and just move on, right? Let's just pick ourselves up and do something else. It's going to get us out of the house. It's going to get us out of our head, that'll be able to get you some activity going, get you away from this whole situation. And maybe it does have to do with a prize or a competition or a physical activity of some sort. But I think your higher self here, like who you are at your core, understands and knows that you need to move on. Yeah. And for me to say, like, me saying the words move on, like, it came out, it was hesitant, right? Like, I don't know if you want to accept that. It doesn't feel like I feel like you will accept it, but it doesn't feel like you want to accept it, basically. All right. Okay. Let's get one card, one good takeaway message from the Precious Gems Oracle. Green Jade, meaningful dreams. All right, so what I'm doing with these cards, because I'm not used to working with them, is I am reading the affirmation. All right, meaningful dreams, number 15. The affirmation says, my body, mind, and spirit are balanced. I understand the symbols in my dreams and their messages. My guides speak to me as I sleep. Good luck is with me. My body, mind, and spirit are balanced. I understand the symbols in my dreams and their messages. My guides speak to me as I sleep. Good luck is with me. All right, this is what's going to help you continue forward, right? There could be a dream that you have, okay, that's going to be like your sign to accept this new invitation, accept this new thing that comes to you out of the blue. The Eight of Wands is a surprise. It's out of the blue, and making a choice to take that option. Pay attention to your dreams for sure. If you have green jade or have access to green jade, that'll probably help you, like sleep with it under your pillow, things like that. And you know, your own higher self is coming through in the form of dreams, right? So pay attention to yourself, right? Like listen to what your higher self has to say. Okay. All right, Aquarius, that was your reading. I hope everything works out for you, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey Pisces, welcome into your reading. All right, let's get started. One card for the overall weekly message here. What is the general energy for the Pisces this week? One card. These are always hard to shuffle. All right, Pisces, what's up with the Pisces? One card for the Pisces. The Castle. Beautiful. All right, so home is on the mind. Home is your energy. So I don't know, some of you are like having an extended vacation and being like just staying home. Maybe you have come off of a time where there has been a lot to do, super busy. Maybe you've been working a lot. You haven't been home a lot. And so now at this time, it's like, okay, I'm going to take the next few days off, or I'm going to take a vacation or something like that, but I'm not going to do anything, right? Like I'm on vacation, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay home. And that's a good thing. You need the R&R, right? And you want to, just rejuvenate and like re-up on your energy levels, right? Like maybe you feel depleted and you want to just nourish yourself back to a healthy measure of energy here. There's something about beautifying your space and, you know, maybe doing some home projects as you are there. That's, you know, for you, it's probably more, what is this? Like, it's not as like maybe you don't see that as work, right? Like even if you're staying home or whatever, maybe it's not work to work on the projects at home. Maybe that fulfills you. Maybe that makes you happy, right? It's like art or music or something like that, right? Like when we are home and when we are off, we want to do the things that we are passionate about. And maybe some of those things involve you fixing things around the house. Or at least beautifying your home right now. But it is a sanctuary, right? Home is meant to be our sanctuary, our safe place, a place that is a reflection of our what we like, who we are. And maybe if you cannot be home at this time, you are trying your best to feel at home with the place that you are at. Maybe some of you are missing, you know, home as well. So we'll see how this turns out and why the Castle is here. I'm getting like, what is that? Hold on. Like wandering through the house, or like, or not even the house, like a place, going through the rooms, more wandering around. Maybe there's not, like you're at home, but there's not a lot to do. I don't know. Maybe you're finding things that you never new existed in a home environment. Feels like there's something like that. Like discovery. There's something about discovery at home. Or in a home. Or you discovered a home. Okay, enough. What is in the personal energy for the Pisces? Mind, heart, body, soul. Judgment. All right, so judgment is an energy of awakening. Okay, there could be personal awakening going on. Something that happens that just blows your mind and makes you see things clearly. See things that you didn't see before. There's a change in perspective maybe that you have had regarding a certain situation and you didn't see it that way before, but it is very much like a new energy. I'm feeling new. I'm feeling infancy in its infancy. I don't know why that's coming through. But like um is there something that you've never, like, is there potential here to do something or live a certain way that you never imagined yourself living? Does that make sense? Like, you never imagined yourself in this place. And this is coming through just more intuitively, not necessarily through the cards. Um, so something is at its birth. It's at its just the beginning of a stage here. Okay. And there's a big realization about it. There's a big like moment here that maybe takes you back a little bit and you're just like, wow, I never realized this. I never thought that I could do this. I never imagined that this could be a possibility. Okay. Something is a possibility. But yeah, I mean, other than that, you're going through a transition here with judgment. It's one of the biggest, like, more, how can I say, impactful cards. And a lot of this is primarily internal, although there may be external things that are like a catalyst to this internal awareness. Your sense of like your belief system in life or how you see life, or even just like you maturing, you're starting to make changes and see yourself shift a little bit more toward growth. Okay, like there's more wisdom that's coming through here. Um, and you see the life that you can live, that it has potential to have, and you didn't see that before because you weren't at this stage of maturity before. You weren't at the stage of growth before. So now that you are, your focus is different, your priorities can be different, right? Like the things that you spent all your time, thought, energy, efforts on before are just no longer relevant. They're not necessary because you are transitioning into a more mature way of living. Therefore, all of your thoughts, efforts, actions, interests, focus should be on these things now, right? Like life is changing. Life is not the same as it once was. Therefore, you got to meet it there. You got to show up and be, right, like connect with the pace that your life is going at. Sometimes it's like the thought of like, let's just say your whole life, like somebody here has partied, right? Like they've done is party, okay? Like throughout their 20s, their 30s, whatever, however old you are. And at some point you get to an age where ideally, right, you should be settling down because not only your life has gone so far, right, but your body is also there too. But yet in your mind or in your heart, you still want to maintain this party lifestyle. And it's just like not necessary, right? It's like when you see older people dressing like a 20-year-old, or when you go out to the club or whatever, there's like all these young people, and then all of a sudden there's like the old man there that's like trying to still be young, like things like that. And I'm not saying this is you, but I'm just giving examples of like your life has moved forward, and in some capacity you want to meet it there. Okay. All right. What else? Let's go into details. Three of Wands, Two of Swords, oh, two cards want to come out. The Devil, all right, I'm gonna leave the Ace of Swords there for now. Okay. Yeah, so definitely torn. Definitely torn. You are so conflicted. You just don't want to, and I'm not saying that this has to be that specific example that I just gave, but in general, you definitely are torn between your present and previous life and self compared to where your life is going from this point on. Okay. There's temptation, like really strong temptation to indulge and to do things that are just not in your best interest right now. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of seductive energy here with the Devil card. Maybe a little bit of like manipulation to lure you in to doing something that you shouldn't be doing. The Three of Wands, it's like the Three of Wands is making me feel like you've been working toward something good here, and you've been waiting on certain results, right? Like it's the repetition. Okay, like you've made a choice to go down a certain path, and you're going down that path, and everything that you're doing is for the sake of meeting this goal and going down this path. But as you are going down that path, you see distractions on the side of the highway, let's just say metaphorically, right? You see a bar, you see a club, you see a party, or you see maybe it's not even that for you, right? Like maybe it's other things like I don't know, like just old ways of living, right? Like memories. There's something about like going back in time of like the things that you used to love doing when you were younger that maybe were not good for you. These opportunities are presenting themselves now. As you are going down the path of the right path, the temptations are coming through. And you're definitely super conflicted as to whether or not you should exit that road to take this opportunity, right? Whatever temptation this is. What else? There's a lot of passion coming through with the Ace of Wands and the Devil here. It's like, let's just do it. Like, who cares? Who cares? I'm just going to do it. I don't know. Like throwing the care out of the window, throwing the caution out of the window, the idea of consequence out of the window, like just really doing it because your desires tell you to do it. You have the Eight of Wands, the Tower. Sometimes the Devil does come out in positive ways, guys. It's not always super bad. But if it's next to a Two of Swords, it's definitely telling me that there is temptation. And when it comes to temptation, it's not always positive, right? Like, because if not, then why would it be temptation? Like, I'm tempted to do this thing. If it's good, if it's a good thing to do, then just do it. Why would you have doubts about it with the Two of Swords? Eight of Wands, Tower, Seven of Wands. If you do the thing, Pisces, something's going to break here, okay? It will crumble. You have the castle, everything that you've worked toward to build, right? Like if you have a family, a home, a job, like very secure, you're going down this path of doing the more mature things in life, right? As we discussed earlier, if that is the case, and that's the example. So the castle with the tower is telling me that if you go down this road of temptation, then the castle, the home, will crumble. And it will be super fast. Something is happening very quickly. For some of you, it's a paradigm shift. It's a psychological belief system, mental construct type of situation. Okay. For some of you, this is like super internal, right? Like you're just changing at your core for some reason. And there may be, like for some of you, it's not how you think it's going to turn out, right? Like I'm not getting somebody here that's changing for the best. I'm getting here somebody is changing in a more destructive, to be more destructive, because the Tower, the Devil, and doing it out of nowhere, doing it in a spur of the moment. This could be somebody else in your life. It doesn't have to be you. Doing it in a spur of the moment here. And probably because they are just fed up with energy just hitting them constantly in some way. This could be like, maybe if you're in a relationship, it could be a lot of arguments. If you're not, and that's fine, then maybe it's like a work thing, or just the pressure of life, the pressure of being an adult, the pressure of society and expectations, right? Like just somebody being fed up, okay? And creating a sanctuary. And this could be like an internal thing too, like creating a sanctuary of self, right? Where you feel at home with self, enough with the external expectation to, do things a certain way. It's more of, I do what I want because I want to do it. And that's all fine and good. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for doing what you want. Like people tend to do what they want regardless, right? But if it comes at the expense of others, then you need to have conversations, and you need to be honest and open, and you need to communicate, instead of doing things out of the blue here. All right, I can go on forever in this reading. This is a deeper reading, but I don't have the time to do that. So let's get a good takeaway message for the Pisces here. Alexandrite, good fortune. Nice. All right, number 2. This is a takeaway message, Pisces. So let's focus on this stuff. This is what you want to be thinking about. The affirmation says, I attract good fortune. I am aware of my self-worth and feel confident. My heart is open to joy and pleasure. I feel the healing energies of the universe. Yeah. This is very much the Devil energy coming through. Okay. Open to just satisfying desires here. Feeling really confident, and the fact that you are worth it. You are worth living a life where you don't have to be held back, and you can just be yourself. You can be and do what you want here. All right. Lovely card. It's so pretty. Okay, well, that was your reading, Pisces. I hope you got something out of it. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.